Hey, it's Melissa from the Mount Horeb Public Library. Today we're going to work on our February take and make kits for adults. We are making these super cute sock snowmen. Don't you want one of these in your house? I think he's just adorable. I've made a couple of them now and I just set them around the house because they make me smile. If you were able to stop by the library and get a take and make kit, then you have everything you need except a pair of scissors and a cup for a stage we'll talk about in a minute. If you weren't able to get a take and make kit, you might have what you need at home. You'll just need a sock that's white and a sock that has some sort of a color or a pattern on it and some rice. And then you can have some just different little doodads to decorate it. So in your kit, if you were able to get one from the library, you got a tube sock, yours is together, a colored sock, some latex-free rubber bands. So if you have a latex allergy, you should be safe with these. I hope. I tried. Be careful. You have a little baggie that has different sizes of these little sticker black gemstones, a nose, which is a pipe cleaner, and a bag of rice. You will need a pair of scissors that's able to cut through some cloth. I have a lot of scissors in my house. Only one would actually cut through the sock. I'm not real good at taking care of my scissors. And then you'll need something to put your sock in that will hold it while we're filling it with rice. I think a to-go coffee mug works really well. You could also use a glass. Just be careful in case you drop it like I would. Or like a water to-go container like that. Just something of that sort. All right. I also think it's helpful for pouring the rice. I put it in something with a little spout to pour it. If you don't have something like that though, if you just use a pair of scissors and trim off the corner of this baggie, you'll be able to pour out a little hole right there. That'll work too. All right, so are you ready to get started to make this cute little guy? All right, I'm gonna set him over here. He can watch. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your tube sock. Sorry, for the sake of time, I already cut mine. You're gonna cut the foot away from the tube part, all right? If you happen to be the sort of person that dusts in their house, I might not be that person, but if you are, I think this would work well for dusting shelves. I'm just going to toss it over there. Grab the tube part and you're going to turn it inside out. It's going to kind of make some dust and some fluff around, but don't worry about that. All right, so now it's inside out. And then you're going to take one of your rubber bands and you're going to close off this end that you cut. All right, so that's the cut end. And I'm just going to wrap the rubber band around. I can get these rubber bands relatively easy around 4 times, and I can get it around 5. Oh, I broke it. Don't worry, in your kits you have more than you'll need because I was afraid of that. What did I do with my rubber bands, though? That's the question. You were hiding in a sock. All right, so we're going to get these around 4 or 5 times. See. Basically, just need to make sure it's tight enough that the rice won't escape. All right, so then I just kind of smush the rubber band together so that it's relatively together-ish. Don't worry, no one's ever going to see this because the next step is we're turning this back right side out. So this little part is going to be inside. In fact, I'm going to scoot it down a little so I have a little taller snowman. Here we go. So now you have something that looks like this. So this is what we're going to put our rice in. This is going to be the bottom of your snowman. So I'm going to take my container, set the sock in it, and take the cuff and just put the cuff around the cup. Like that, right? Then I'm going to take my rice. I'm going to dump it in this measuring cup that has a spout. You will get rice all over the place. Unless you're a much neater person than me, which doesn't take a whole lot. So you can just start pouring it in this way. If you have a funnel, that might be helpful. Or if you just have a piece of paper, you can roll the piece of paper into a tube. I'm just gonna roll it up like this. And stick that in there. So you kind of have a funnel that way. I think that that's relatively helpful. You can pour, and you notice I'm getting it everywhere. So I'm pouring until it's a little bit taller than the sock, and I'm going to pull this up and kind of shake it down in. I'm going to lift my sock out, shake it a little bit, Really get that rice down in there. Put the sock back in. You're going to be surprised at how much rice fits in this sock. You can kind of push it in a little. I can get a little more in here. So now you think, well, man, that sock is full. It's not. So now you're going to take it out once it's actually full in the container. I'm going to set my cup over here. I'm going to hold on to this and kind of knock it down. You can see that the bottom of the snowman's getting cute and round. So now you've got room. You can dump more rice in. If you want to still use the paper funnel, you can, or your other funnel. I'm going to see how I can do just this way. See how much I can get in here. You should be able to fit almost all the rice, if not all of it, in. Got a little more room. So you just keep pouring. I'm going to get it all in there, I think. All right. So, got all the rice in there. I'm going to shake it down a little more. So now I have a bag of rice. And I have a lot of rice all over the table. Let me just kind of get that out of the way a little bit. So then you're going to take one of your rubber bands and you're going to close off the top. Again, you're just doing this so that the rice doesn't come out. So if this is tricky for you, don't worry about getting it super tight. Again, I can go 4 or 5 times, but as long as you're not throwing your snowman around, even if you can get it around there 3 times, it'll be just fine. So now you have something that looks like this. Doesn't look very snowman-y yet, does it? So we need to make it have a head and a body. So to do that, we just start squeezing, which is really very therapeutic. So when I was sharing this with my coworkers, one of them said, it's kind of like a relaxation stress ball, and it kind of is. So you kind of just have to decide where you want the head and the body to be. I'm going to say about maybe like this. You can see it just kind of squishes around. So I'm going to take my remaining rubber band and put that about where I want the head to be. And I'm going to put it around twice. And then I'm going to squish it around a little more to make more the shape I want. So now I have a snowman head, snowman body, and a funny little tuft of hair up on top. All right, so we're going to trim this off. Not too close to the rubber band though. You still need that rubber band to have some sort of fabric to hold on to. So essentially, I'm just trimming the cuff of the sock off. That's it. All right, so there's the snowman body. So now we're going to work on the rest of it. So I'm going to set the snowman to the side. I'm going to get my pattern sock. Before you cut this, I need you to know that this will fray. It frays like crazy. And you might say, why didn't you buy different socks? I did. I tried 3 different kinds. All of them frayed. This was the best one. So it'll totally work. Just know you're going to get a lot of fluff around. But don't worry. It will be fine. So this part right here is going to make the hat. This part is going to make the little scarf. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the foot off. That. And then we're going to cut the scarf. Now, if you're going to make the scarf, you're going to cut this way bigger than you think you're going to need it. But you have to do it this way, and I'll show you why. You're going to cut here and here. So basically the entire tube part is going to become the scarf, okay? You don't have to worry about cutting straight. Like there are lines on here, but those are going to get tucked under and you'll never know anyway. And now essentially I'm just cutting away the cuff. There we go. So now you have a cuff and a little heel. We're not going to use those, set those aside. So now you have the hat and the scarf. What you're going to do, we're going to start with the hat. We're going to tuck the cut edge inside the hat, pretty far up. And that's going to tuck that cut edge that's going to fray way up inside the hat, like that. So you just tucked it to the inside. So you have a little hat like that. This is going to become the scarf. So these edges will fray pretty quickly, so be gentle. And you're going to tuck both cut edges into the middle, inside, all right? So you're just gonna fold one cut edge in, and then you're gonna flip it over and fold the other cut edge in. like that, all right? You'll notice it's not perfect. It's not going to stay there that well, but don't worry about it. Just get it kind of there. And once we put it on the snowman, we'll be able to fix that, okay? So let's do that now. Grab your snowman. And mine has hearts on it, so I'm going to make sure that the hearts are pointing the right direction. I'm going to make sure that the heart point is down. And I'm going to gently put this over, stretch it over the head. Again, the more you handle this, the more it's going to fray, so be careful. And then tuck any of the edges, the cut edges that might be peeking out, just tuck those under. And now I put it around where that rubber band was, and now I'm going to kind of arrange a little more. I'm going to squeeze it a little bit more so that it's a little more defined. There we go. So now I've got a little scarf or a cowl or whatever you want to say on. So then we get to put the cute hat on. So I'm just going to stick that on here like this. All right, it's already really cute, I think. You can adjust the hat however you want. If you want it to be taller, you can even, untuck some of it if you like a tall hat. If you have some sort of string or something, you could do that, tie it up. I like kind of a short hat. So I like to have that tucked pretty far in. I'm going to maybe even tuck it in a little bit more. All right, so now he needs eyes and he needs a nose. So you can choose in your kits. You actually have 3 different sizes of little gemstones. Tiny, tiny ones, medium size, and large ones. I think the tiny, tiny ones are really cute, but they're really hard to work with. And sometimes they fall off and shoot across the room. So even though you'd only need 2 for eyes, I gave you 5, just in case that happens. These medium-sized ones will also work well. Again, gave you an extra one just in case something happens. So I'm going to use the tiny ones just because I really like them. And I'm going to put them on. They just self-stick. Pretty handy. And you can take them off and put them back on. They're pretty forgiving like that. So now I've got little eyes. This pipe cleaner, I feel like this is magic. When I saw this, I thought there's no way that works, but it does. So this is the nose. And you just stab it in there. It goes in the sock. Just like that. It's crazy. So you can push it in. You can leave it out long if you like. That's all up to you. You can turn it to the side if you want. Depends on how you want your snowman. All right. So now he's got a face. Now I like to have some coal buttons. Look like coal. I think you have 3 or 4 in your kit. I'm a fan of just 2 buttons, so I'm just going to stick those 2 buttons on like so. There we go. Super adorable, easy sock snowman. Oh my gosh. I just think they're so cute. Yay, and now this one has a friend. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial with the sock snowman, and I hope that you are able to stop by the library soon and get your kit. Or again, if you're just doing this at home, you probably have fun things. And if you want, you could even just use a marker, Sharpie marker, and draw on the eyes. All right, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you click subscribe below and check our website. We have a lot of other programs coming up as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day.